I spent many happy moments with my family and friends, but somehow between these happy moments, I was afraid. And I wondered about that for a long time. But once I started therapy, I realized that I am not the only one who felt like this. Have you noticed right when life starts getting really good, your brain suddenly starts looking for what could go wrong? It almost feels like happiness makes you feel uncomfortable, but isn't happiness what we want to always feel? Now we'll break the reasons behind why do we feel like this in a minute. The first one is, it's unfortunate to say, but happiness makes us vulnerable. As long as you're not attached to something, you can't lose it. But once you become happy, you have something to fear losing. For example, let's say someone started like a beautiful, healthy relationship. Instead of them enjoying the current moment and being grateful, they will start thinking to themselves, what if they leave? Not because they are unhappy, but because they now has something to lose. And this is related and contributed to like attachment issues. And if you have this, you need to work on it because it's going to save you from so much of all of that. Another point is that your brain thinks anxiety is a preparation. The mind said, and we think about this all the time, the mind says, if I expected the worst, it wouldn't hurt as much. But is it true? No, it's not true at all. For example, before any exam result, you tell yourself, let's say, I'm sure I failed. I failed definitely. But if you passed, you worried unnecessary. Okay, you passed, you're safe now. So you are worried basically unnecessary. You put all that sadness and all this anxiety for no reason because you passed, alhamdulillah. But if you failed, you still felt hurt. So worrying here did not protect you. It made you experience the pain twice. So what's the point? You literally double it. And we have this all the time, and we think to ourselves like this. Instead of being grateful that things go to our way and go always like in the best way that we in always in our favor, we always think like this. And another point is that sometimes we are loyal to suffering. Let's say if you lived years and you were the one who's strong and the one who always handled the worst, happiness here can make you feel like you no longer know yourself. It become like you struggling and being the one who handled the worst and like go through many hardships. It becomes now a part of your identity. So happiness, when it arrived, or when we have like this amazing happy moment, you feel like you've lost a big part of yourself. You feel like you feel like you are useless now, because struggles kind of shaped your identity, and this is so dangerous. Another point is that we think happiness is something we have to earn. Some people feel guilty for being happy and they think to themselves, do I deserve this? Or some people have harder lives than me. So they start downplay their happiness as if happiness is like a privilege they need to justify. Okay, since we spoke about all the main reasons that took happiness from us, let's speak about the solution, how we can actually solve these issues. The first one is stop trying to protect the future pain. Stop trying to protect it, because best believe that it might not actually happen. Ask yourself, will worrying today will change tomorrow? If not, you're not protecting yourself. You're just postponing enjoyment. And best believe that most of your darkest, worst thought or like the worst predictions from the past never happened. In the past, you have made all these predictions, all of these thoughts about things that might go wrong. But guess what? You conquered it now. Nothing happened. So nothing will happen in the future as well. Don't waste time and living in a sadness and in a worry that might not even happen. So let's practice some gratitude, because it might never happen at all. Another solution is that to let your happiness be temporary. The problem isn't that happiness ends, everything ends, even sadness. But if you accept that happiness is permanent, if you accept that happiness isn't permanent and it's something that might go, you wouldn't need to constantly monitor it. You're not going to monitor how do you feel, if I'm happy now, or is it going to go now. You're just going to accept that, and you're going to be fine with that, because everything change and everything is going to different, it's life. But you have to accept that happiness isn't permanent, so you wouldn't constantly monitor it. Another solution is that build your confidence around recovery. And this is so strong, because this is how amazing people with this amazing strong mindset build their own selves. Is that most of us are actually looking for a guarantee that nothing bad will happen, and this is impossible. The real solution is, so you can be a part of these amazing people who have this strong, amazing mindset, is that thinking to yourself, even if something goes wrong, I will trust myself that I am able to handle it. Because you handled many hardship in the past. You're going to handle any hardship in the future as well, because you conquered within the past and you're amazing at it. So if anything goes wrong, you're going to conquer it as well. Another point is that, and another solution is, you need to start practicing being present. And I feel a victim of not being present for a long time. I'm a person who romanticizes the present. I was thinking to myself that I do that because I always take pictures and always have my digital camera with me and filming all these amazing moments. But somehow when I look back at some pictures, I can tell that I was stressing out about something. And that thing worked out either way, and I was grateful, alhamdulillah. But I noticed that stress have stole for me amazing moments that I wasn't present in. So don't fall into this. How to actually be present is that when your mind start asking, what if? Ask, has that happened, or am I borrowing a pain from the future? And that pain might never happen. And another solution is, instead of building a life with no pain, which is impossible, pain happened all the time, but you can make the pain work for your favor. Instead of building a life with no pain, build a life you can go back to after the pain. Because the real security is not nothing bad will happen. And this is how these amazing people, and I admire so much, that have this stronger mindset when they are facing any hardship. The real security that they have is them telling themselves, if something bad happens, I know I will survive it. I know I will conquer it. And it's going to happen, and nothing will harm me, even if it does. Or maybe it isn't, but if it happened, I will conquer either way. And this idea changed everything that comes after it. And at the ending, I want to say perhaps the reasons is that you don't allow yourself to be happy. Not because you are pessimistic, but because you think worrying is kind of a responsibility. But worrying is not a plan. Worrying is not protection. Worrying is not love. It's simply an attempt to control something uncontrollable. Everything that you faced in the past and it was a really hardship or anything, any moment or like a situation that was bad to you, look at yourself now. You actually conquer it. And this is not fake positivity. We go through hardships all the time and we end up actually being okay. So instead of stopping for a moment and practicing gratitude and being grateful, alhamdulillah, and thinking to ourselves that everything will work out for our favor, either way, we end up like stressing out on stealing amazing moment, because and that stress steal like amazing moment for our from like our current present. Live the present to its fullest. The thing that you are worrying about or stress out is going to work out, and anything that you have like these dark thoughts about it might never happen at all. Thanks for watching.